As you settle into your evening, let yourself notice the soft comfort of where you are resting. Perhaps the coolness of the pillow beneath your head, the steady rhythm of your breath, and the quiet weight of blankets drawing you gently down the room around you, safe and calm. Nothing pressing, nothing urgent, just this slow moment of release. And you may notice the hush of the air, like the way lamplight fills a small room with a tender glow, soothing and steady, ready to hold you through the night. And as your body rests deeper, the mind can begin to soften as well, letting thoughts loosen their hold, easing into a quieter rhythm. And into this space, we can welcome a simple reflection, a gentle theme, the silent teachings of the ancient Buddhists, who often valued stillness as much as words, who found meaning not in rushing, but in pausing, in breathing, in noticing, and in the gentle patterns of the natural world. These quiet lessons are not about effort or striving, but about allowing, about resting with what is present, and about being soothed by the ordinary flow of time, like the slow drift of clouds or the calm way water settles in a bowl when it is no longer stirred. And here, in this moment, you are safe to simply rest with these images. No need to solve or change anything, only to listen lightly, like overhearing a story by a fire, steady and unhurried. And in the stillness of this night, it may feel right to let one thought return. Everything is steady tonight, carrying you further into rest, steady, easy, and calm, while the hours ahead unfold gently like the slow passage of stars across a dark sky. As we move further into the night, let us linger gently with the theme of the silent teachings of the ancient Buddhists, imagining them not as distant or unreachable, but as quiet companions for the hours when the world is still. And just as lamplight softens the edges of a room, these teachings soften the edges of thought, making space for calm reflection. Their lessons often came not in loud proclamations, but in simple images of nature, in the rustle of leaves, in the way water moves across stone, or in the hush of dawn before the world awakens. And here, in this gentle setting, we can approach them slowly, without pressure, without the need to memorize or grasp, simply to rest alongside them as one might rest beside a stream, hearing the water flow without needing to follow it anywhere. And as we imagine this, perhaps the mind grows quieter, as if wrapped in the sound of night insects or the soft breath of wind through a half-open window, creating a sense of belonging, a sense that you are part of the natural rhythm that has always carried life forward. And in this rhythm, the ancient Buddhists found guidance, noticing that silence itself teaches that stillness is not empty, but full of meaning, that being present in the most ordinary of moments reveals a quiet harmony. And so, as you rest, you can picture their calm gatherings, not hurried, not tense, but gentle, where listening was as important as speaking, where pauses were as valued as words. And you can let this image join you tonight, like a soft layer of comfort, bringing ease to the space around you, reminding you that nothing more is needed than simply being here, breathing steadily, and feeling the night air settling around you. And again, it may help to let the refrain touch the surface of your mind. Everything is steady tonight, like a quiet bell tone fading into stillness. And as the thought fades, you are left with more calm than before, more openness, more ease, in the sense that rest is not far but already here, settling in gently, quietly, steadily, like moonlight resting on the edge of a window frame. In the soft quiet of this long night, we turn again to the silent teachings of the ancient Buddhists, allowing their gentle presence to be carried like a calm current through our thoughts, not rushed, not forced, simply present, as natural as the drift of evening air across a still pond. And in this unhurried way, we begin to move through a cycle of noticing, of imagining, and of resting, repeating slowly again and again, until each round feels like a lullaby for the mind. The core idea, always the same, that stillness itself can teach, and that within silence lies a gentle kind of guidance. So we start this first cycle by picturing a monk sitting quietly beneath a tree, not writing, not speaking, just breathing. And in that breathing, there is learning. It's like the way the body learns to relax when it feels the softness of a bed after a long day. And as you picture this, you too may feel yourself soften, letting shoulders rest, letting thoughts loosen, letting the pace of everything slow to match the quiet image. And here is the settling line, the reminder that carries us through. Everything is steady tonight. And as those words pass through you, the cycle rests and gently prepares to begin again. For in the second round, we return to the same idea, stillness as teacher, but now we imagine a still garden pond, its surface clear enough to reflect the moon, and though leaves may fall upon it, the water does not resist, it simply holds them. And in holding them, it shows us how peace is not the absence of change, but the ease of welcoming change without struggle. And as this image lingers, your breath too can flow as easily, each exhale carrying you deeper into calm. And the settling line comes once more, gentle and steady, to remind you of where you are and where you are going, a place of rest and quiet. And so begins the third cycle, where again we repeat the core idea, that silence is not empty, but filled with guidance. And this time, the image is of a candle burning low, its flame small but steady. And in the quiet flicker, we see how even the faintest light can be a teaching, steady, simple, constant. And when you bring this to mind, your own awareness settles in the same way, steady, simple, constant, flowing toward rest. And again, you hear it. Everything is steady tonight, and that gentle refrain continues to return, marking each passage of calm with a steady rhythm. Never rushed, never urgent, only soft. And so, this pattern of cycles will carry you, like gentle waves rolling to shore, each one alike, yet each one fresh, a repetition that soothes the mind by its very sameness, guiding you deeper into rest, deeper into stillness, deeper into the night, with each cycle returning to the quiet lesson that stillness teaches. Each cycle painting a new picture, each cycle offering a new way to let go, and each cycle closing with the same gentle reminder that all is calm, all is steady, all is safe. And as the hours unfold and the cycles continue, you can let yourself be carried again and again by this rhythm of teaching and resting, this rhythm of silence and breath, this rhythm of images that drift like clouds across the sky of your mind, unhurried, soft, and steady. And with each round, the words return. Everything is steady tonight, flowing through the night air, soft as the whisper of leaves, steady as the turning of stars overhead. And on it continues through many cycles, always gentle, always slow, each one like the gentle ringing of a bell, fading, softening, guiding, until at last the body and the mind rest together in quiet ease, held by the steady calm of silence itself. Now the night stretches long and deep, and we return once more to the silent teachings of the ancient Buddhists, but this time adding a second layer, as if a soft fabric were placed upon another, each fold giving extra warmth without weight. And in this layering, we do not change the core idea, we simply enrich it, giving more room for calm, more texture for the mind to rest upon. And the gentle clarification is this, that silence in their way was not a denial of life, but a full acceptance of it, as though every sound of birdsong, every ripple of water, every pause in conversation was part of a larger stillness, not empty, but whole. And so, in this part of the journey, we repeat the rhythm of cycles, each one beginning with the core idea, each one carrying a new calm example, each one ending in a soft, settling line. Everything is steady tonight, and as these cycles unfold, let them weave together like strands of light and shadow on the floor of a quiet room, steady, slow, unhurried, and to deepen the quiet even further. Let a simple 5-item sequence drift through, like pebbles placed in order along a path, the hush of morning light across stone, the gentle sway of grasses in wind, the steady sound of flowing water, the soft flicker of fire in a lantern, the cool peace of evening air, each one part of the whole, each one reminding you that stillness can be many things. And as you picture them, your breath may ease further, shoulders settling, thoughts loosening, and again the refrain comes. Everything is steady tonight, giving rhythm to the quiet, like the faint stroke of a bell that lingers in the air before fading. And now the cycles continue, with new, soft images offered in the same slow way. A path through bamboo where light filters in narrow beams, the surface of sand raked into quiet patterns, the sound of distant temple bells rolling gently on the air. Each image a new way of saying the same old truth, that silence itself holds meaning, that rest itself is teaching. And each time the cycle closes, the refrain returns. Everything is steady tonight, steady as the stars, steady as the breath, steady as the night itself. And you can let it wash over you again and again, like the tide that comes in without hurry, never needing to do more than it already does. And as this long unfolding continues, you rest deeper, you soften more fully. You belong to the night and to the calm, without question, without effort, simply held by the repetition, by the soft clarifications, by the images that arrive one by one and pass like clouds, leaving only peace behind. And through all of it, the refrain continues. At the steady pace of the heart and the breath, everything is steady tonight. The night draws into its gentlest hours now, and we begin to spiral slowly back through everything that has been offered, returning to the earliest images of lamplight and still water, and weaving them together with the quiet presence of the ancient Buddhists who taught without raising their voices, who allowed silence itself to be their language. And as we gather these ideas once more, the pace becomes slower, the rhythm longer, each sentence stretching like the shadows of trees across an evening path, until all is softened. And as you listen, you may notice how familiar these thoughts have become, how they circle gently, never rushing, always repeating, like the tide returning, like the steady glow of stars. And this spiral summary carries both of the gentle ideas we have walked with, that silence itself teaches, and that layering of calm clarifies, together forming a kind of lull that holds you close. And through each turn of the spiral, new soft textures are added, the coolness of night air against skin, the hush of leaves brushing against one another, the way distant hills grow faint under moonlight. And each of these images gives more depth to the stillness, more calm to the breath, more ease to the heart. And again, the refrain returns, as it has before, steadying the rhythm. Everything is steady tonight, giving your body permission to rest even deeper. And as time drifts further, the spiral slows again, revisiting the image of a candle burning low, revisiting the sound of temple bells fading across valleys, revisiting the garden pond still enough to mirror the moon. Each one now softer than before, each one gentler, each one guiding you further into release. And in this softness, the refrain appears once more. Everything is steady tonight, and all that follows flows from it. The quiet ease of being here, the gentle comfort of belonging to the night, the simple peace of letting go. And as the spiral draws near its end, the refrain is heard again. Everything is steady tonight, steady as your breath, steady as your rest, steady as the quiet world around you. And with those words, the narration itself grows dim, as though the lamplight were fading, leaving only comfort, leaving only ease, leaving only the steady embrace of silence. And so the final goodnight settles in, soft, unhurried, calm, a whisper of rest that carries you through the remaining hours, steady, safe, and deeply at peace. Good night.